Right. Hi, welcome to this video series, Supervision Moments. This is actually the fourth video for 2025, and I hope you'll tune in with each new guest interview. I'm Dr. Susan Thompson, and today I have with me Dr. Gulsah Kemer. She's a full-time faculty member at Old Dominion University and someone I really look up to with supervision because she's a researcher in supervision in addition to providing quite a bit. She teaches both master's and doctoral level supervision classes, and today we're going to be talking about elements of clinical supervision for counselors. I've asked for each of my interviewees to introduce themselves and then talk briefly with two things in mind. One thing that they want other supervisors to know, and one recommendation. So please take it away.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me today, Dr. Thompson. As you mentioned, my name is Gulsah Kemer. I'm an associate professor of counseling at Old Dominion. I've been at Old Dominion for 10 years. One fun fact about me, I'm originally from Turkey. I have been in the States for about 18 years, and 16 of those 18 years I have been supervising, starting in my doctoral program, and it started as a practice and then it turned into a research passion, as you mentioned. I enjoy both research and the practice of supervision. I really enjoy working with doctoral supervisors and any type of supervisors who are willing to actually look into their own practices and keep growing, because there's not an end to that growth.
Mm-hmm.
In the same line, that two questions you had, the very first one is, that was my observation because I worked with expert supervisors, more seasoned supervisors as part of my research agenda, that those who are at advanced levels of their career in terms of supervision or their supervision practices are very reflective people. They reflect on a lot their practices, they reflect in action, and they reflect for change. So I think that's one thing I want each supervisor to think. What do they do and what does feel like working well, and what might not be feeling that much working well in their own practices, and like maybe putting some effort into understanding those pieces, because very frequently we can learn from our own experiences to make change, to keep doing what is functional and changing what doesn't feel functional. So I think that is one piece that I can say that one of the main pieces, and one of my favorite words is tied to that: intentionality. So I think that's one thing I would like supervisors to ponder about.
That's great. Thank you. And how about a recommendation?
In the same line, I'm going to self-promote a little bit on this. I have just published an article. It is actually one of the very first empirical supervision models in the literature, and it just came out in 2025. Actually, it came out in 2024, but it is fully published now in the last 1 month. And the model's name, and you used this word, so that made me happy to hear that from you, that like cohesive model of supervision. It reflects those more seasoned supervisors' practices and considerations in supervision, and it systematically collect different premises of existing supervision models and put it into a perspective of a framework that each supervisor can deepen based on their own setting, based on their supervisee profiles, and based on their own developmental level. So I recommend those who are watching this, this conversation to look for cohesive model of supervision from the Journal of Counselor Education and Supervision. And also there's a two-part podcast that I conducted with, yes, Clinical Supervision Research Collaborative this year, which I detail the model in those two sessions of the podcast. If they are interested in hearing more about the model beyond reading the article, that might be a good thing. An article is open access, so if they just search for it on Google, they should be able to access to it.
I'll include the link with when I send out this
Mhm.
video so that folks have that easy access.
Wonderful.
And if you'll send me the link to the podcast,
I will be happy to.
that would be great. Okay, so there you have it, folks. One thing, reflect on your practice with intention, and take a look at the research article because it's got some good stuff in it. I've read it. So
Thank you.
thanks again for joining me.
My
Until next time, everybody, I'm Dr. Susan Thompson. I'm a licensed professional counselor in Virginia and a Virginia Board of Counseling approved supervisor and nationally approved clinical supervisor. So until next time, thanks.